Professor Schwab, what do you make of the result? Finally, they put something as a statement, and it seems quite positive with all the voices included.
I think it's positive. It's already positive through the fact that everybody agreed about the statement, which we haven't had the last years. Now the base has been formed, but we have to go one step further. We have to have a strategic mood. We have to construct the world of tomorrow. It's a systemic transformation of the world. So we have to define how the world should look like, which we want to come out of this transformation period. I respect China's achievements, which are tremendous over the last over 40 years. I think it's a role model for many countries, but I think also we should leave it to each country to make its own decision what system it wants to adopt. And I think we should be very careful in imposing systems. But the Chinese model is certainly a very attractive model for quite a number of countries.
Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 12 and 13. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash, and double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to Lord's elect, the house of David. Today's brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson, more of a update, and Lord willing, it be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I have an article, a series of articles that I was kind of glancing through, just checking in the headlines and seeing what's going on around the world and things that are happening here in the land of Babylon. And pretty much it's becoming very apparent, all right, even to those who don't even particularly tune into truth videos or end time prophecies, like kind of the videos that we go into. Now the reality of the prophecies are setting in. All right, as a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. All right, those the prophecies are setting in and people are realizing it. All right, but it's just the beginning. Okay, there's the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Okay, and you read in the NLT, it says, "This vision is for a future time," right? "It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place, it will not be delayed," right? So all the end time prophecies that we've been warning about, ultimately leading to the MOTB, the mandatory implementation of the MOTB, all right, where every man, woman, and child, all right, in the world and Babylon here, America here, Babylon the Great, all right, will be mandated, all right, by law, okay, with the penalty of death if you don't end up taking that last offered cup, so to speak, all right, and all the signs that lead into it, right? We always go into Revelation 13 verse 16, where they use the word used there is causeth all, okay, and that word in the Greek is poeo, right, and all is pas, right? Poeo is to construct, to fashion, right, to build, to design something, right, set it up, okay, and the pas is all, meaning individually and collectively, right? You have IDs, digital IDs, and so on and so forth. They're very big on ID. That's why they're shifting everything into biometrics, because that's your true identity, right? Fingerprints, everyone on this earth has a different / unique fingerprint. Everyone on this earth has a unique DNA code, So their whole thing is to push everyone to a corner and then finally get that specific DNA code, and then they'll have total control over the people, right? But it's all steps. All right, it's all steps that leads to that. So going to that word poeo, right, causeth, this is part of the reasons, right, what we're about to go into. It says retail apocalypse may accelerate as tariffs could be final blow. Brick and mortar retail faced significant challenges in the past year, and experts predict that conditions will only worsen by 2025. Okay? Or now you could say in 2025, within 2025, right? Because we're the second month of January, second month of the so-called year 2025, and we've seen a whole lot of things happening that leads to that eventual sudden destruction that we've been all waiting and talking about. Okay, you've heard the peace and safety talk, you've heard so-called peace in Gaza and all this extra stuff. That's all prelims. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as a woman that travaileth, and they shall not escape. Okay, so it says, according to Coresight Research, a respected retail data firm, an alarming forecast indicates that approximately 15,000 retail stores are set to close this year, a figure that is nearly double last year's closures, the highest number recorded since the onset of the pandemic. So 15,000 retail stores. So what does that mean for the job market, right? When Trump and them are pushing this so-called Stargate AI BS thing that they got going on, and he's saying that it's gonna create over 1,000 jobs or 1,000,000 jobs or whatever he said, thousands of jobs. He always has to make it plural, like he's, you know what I'm saying? But if you have all those things happening on that side, and people who are working regular jobs and retail or grocery stores or whatever the case, they're losing jobs, getting laid off. I believe a couple of years ago, you had Microsoft laid off a whole lot of people, right? I think there was another big tech company that did the same thing. People woke up the next day and they were just getting these emails saying that, yo, we're not dealing with you no more. You're out of here. Like, damn, what do I do now? Right? So a lot of people are losing jobs. So whatever you have now, just hold on to it. Because there ain't much out there that you could go find. That's pretty much the consensus now, is just that everything is just degrading. Okay? The American so-called dream, all right, has dissipated so quickly that now they're living the nightmare, which is the reality of what America really is. People are coming to that realization. It's a beautiful thing. All right, but this is all prelims of more to come. Okay, and that's going to open up the door for them to be justified with bringing something known as the UBI, the universal, right, basic income. Okay. It says, to date, retailers have officially announced over 2,000 store closures, as noted by John Mercer, Coresight's head of global research. That's a lot. Again, 2,000 store closures, man. It says, given that the United States is home to several 100,000 retail establishments, around 800,000, according to Coresight's 2022 estimates, the implications of these closures are substantial, right? Okay, so not only does it affect the working class, but also directly affects the consumer, which is the working class. All right, so your jobs are gone, and that's why Chuck Schumer said that these tariffs is going to be really much is going to be a pain for the American people, right? You're going to have to decide on your grocery shopping, or your they say your paycheck or your grocery shopping or some shit like that he said, So they're pushing the people into a corner, but they're doing it slowly. It's very diabolical and methodical too. Really, really crazy. That's, again, the serpent. He's making his move. Okay. It says the primary driving forces behind this wave of store shutdowns include bankruptcies, liquidations, and vacating vacating unprofitable locations, right? And those unprofitable locations is mostly where Jake be at. Okay, so that's going to put a problem. It's going to put a strain on Jake. I believe was it last year? Man, the time is moving so fast. It might have been 2 years ago. All right, and there was one of these I think it was a grocery store, mega grocery store, and then it was in a Jake neighborhood. And they said it was closing down, and they were interviewing Jakes, and they were like, "Oh, like I don't live too far from here. This is the grocery store I've been going to for all these years. Now what we gonna do? Now you gotta travel all the way." It's like, they were kind of grieving. I said, "Damn, Esau, man." But it's justified in a way because you go to a grocery store and that's in a hood or a Jake neighborhood. Yo, the quality of products you get compared to the ones in the Edomite neighborhoods is crazy. It's crazy. It's such a difference. It's a stark difference. And that's when you be like, damn, what the hell? Like they don't got this when the Jake neighborhood be at. Jake neighborhood be mad. It's a mess. When you go to the restroom, that's when you be like, oh shit. It's unkept. It's just it's crazy. It's crazy how Esau moves, man. But yeah, so they're vacating unprofitable locations. Ultimately, that's going to put a strain on the people that live in those areas, which is going to be mostly Jake. It says Mercer emphasizes that consumer behaviors are shifting, with shoppers increasingly gravitating towards stores that offer competitive prices and streamlined, efficient shopping experiences. So that's going more into digitalization, right? Because that's the only way you can streamline all these things. There's just a promise of convenience. That's what he means by streamline. Okay. It says, however, retailers are confronted with a myriad of additional challenges beyond store closures. Many businesses are still navigating the after effects of a pandemic that fundamentally altered shopping habits, while others are reeling from the repercussions of persistently high interest rates and a slowdown in home sales, which experts believe stifles consumer spending. Right? Because if America still hasn't recovered from the 2008 crash, then what has been going on all this while? Is it a decade and a half? What has been going on? It's almost like in the next 4 or 5 years, it's gonna be 20 years. Okay, so that's a long time for them to build things up, and also 20 years is long enough for a generation to pass. The old heads who were during that time 20 years ago, they were 20 years younger. Much more with vigor. They still had their youth to a degree. And you look at them 20 years later, and their mindset is changing. And the younger ones who are now in their 20s, they have no idea what the hell is going on prior to that. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But continuing, it says, where did I stop off at? Here you go. Furthermore, the tariff policies enacted during President Donald Trump's administration could compel retailers to raise prices, even as consumers become more laser focused on discounts and perceived value. So we talked about this. Okay, we talked about this where these tariffs are going to basically the side effect of these tariffs is going to fall on the consumer once again. All right, because these companies want to make their money. All right, and if they're going to be hit with all these astronomical tariffs where it hits their pockets, they're going to have to make it up some way, somehow. All right. It says it's a time of disruption and dislocation in retail, Mercer stated, underscoring the current volatility of the market. Damn, it's a disruption and dislocation. Right, when you disrupt something, it means you basically You destroy it, you know, to disrupt. Actually, let's look it up. Let's look it up real quick. To disrupt something, right? Disrupt. It says here, to break or burst asunder, to separate forcibly, right? It says to shatter, to break to pieces, to break apart. All right. So that's what it means to disrupt. So he's saying, again, they're doing this on purpose. There's retail apocalypse that's going on, the food shortages, the sudden diseases and deaths. It's all done by design. Okay. It's to push for a reaction where they could bring in the perfect solution. Okay. So it's a time of disruption and dislocation. Let's look up the word dislocation. Dislocation. So basically to remove from place, right? It says displacement of parts. Okay. It says to put out of place. There you go. Right. To put out of place. So they're relocating, right? So that's a dislocation, right? You relocate, you remove it from one place and put it to the next place, whatever, right? And you disrupt it, meaning you shatter it, right? A lot of these businesses are going down and under, liquidating and so on and so forth. So it no longer exists, right? Radio Shack is no longer here. Sears, I don't remember last time I saw a Sears, right? Kmart, I ain't seen a Kmart in years. All right, Toys R Us, you know, those mad stores that used to be out, now they're no longer here, right? And GameStop is looking like they might be next because everything is going online and digital, you know. So continuing, it says, certain sectors are particularly vulnerable, experiencing what has been described as a pandemic-induced corrective phase. Initially, consumer spending surged alongside discounted leases for retail spaces. However, now these businesses are facing significant declines as consumer spending has not returned to pre-pandemic levels. That's right. That goes for everywhere. Okay? People are not the same. The world isn't the same. So people are not going to move like it is, even though they want everyone to move like it is. You know? Just go back to doing what you're doing. That's why they push a lot of these celebrities out here a lot more now. There's a lot of drama, a lot of bullshit going on to keep you in that same spirit of pre-demic, you know? But people are like, nah, bro, something is off. Like the reality is telling us a different story compared to what we're watching, the simulation on the TVs and so on and so forth. What we're hearing in the news all the time, you know? And you got Snoop Dogg, old ass nigga who needs to go sit out his ass down someplace, man. This nigga jumps up on the stage talking about he gonna represent Trump or dance for Trump or whatever the hell he was doing, you know? It's like, where you people be coming from, bro? Like they just spawn you niggas from hell or some shit. You know, you just take a break, you retire, and then you just pop up out of nowhere thinking you're still cool like you were before. Nah, bro. You know, a lot of these people, a lot of the youth, they don't even know who Snoop Dogg is. Okay? They disrespected this guy at the Grammys. Damn, what was his name? Babyface. Right? I was looking into that because the Elder Apostle Hard mentioned it. So I was kind of going into it, seeing who this guy is and so on and so forth, because I didn't grow up, you know, during his time, I guess, right? So to me, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like they say, oh, he's like Michael Jackson, like the Prince. I'm like, what? Prince? Like what? Let me check this out. So lo and behold, he is like a big time guy. You know, they were saying that like when it comes to like music, he's like the gods of music. I said, damn, what the fuck? You know? So he's up there. But them two girls that were interviewing him and shit, they turned around to go interview some witch-looking, childish-looking girl over there. And then they completely like botched the whole thing. Apparently she got fired after or something. But again, just to point out that people who are in this generation now don't really know a lot of these old heads that they keep putting them in people's faces, you know? So you have the disconnect of the old and current generation, previous and current generation, where, you know, previous generation, they knew these people because that's what they grew up on. So they all hyped up, oh, this guy is performing here, we're going to go check him out. And then the young generation, the current generation, they don't know who the hell these people are. So it's like, who the hell is this? I want to listen to these modern day rappers, the mumbo jumbo shit. You know, that's what they want to listen to. So there's a huge disconnect there. There's always some form of division, even within generations, you know. So continuing, it says, Mark Cohen, the former director of retail studies at Columbia Business School, remarked they have been kneecapped by the customer not shopping with abandon. And people holding on to their money, man. It's not much to go around. All right, we in those times, right? It says, moreover, continuous high interest rates are deterring lower income consumers from engaging in substantial purchases through credit, further compounding the challenges faced by brick and mortar retailers in today's economic climate. Okay, so things are changing. Okay, and it's happening fast. Every single day is something new. All the time, every day is something new, man. All right, and I'm gonna read a headline for you real quick, just to show you how crazy this thing is, and people not catching on to it. Listen to this right here. All right, it says 100,000 eggs worth $40,000 stolen from trailer in Pennsylvania. So there's like egg bandits out here, right? Jacking up eggs and shit. In a time where they're talking about, you see, this is the game that they play. So it's almost like, oh, eggs is there's a shortage on eggs. I'm about to pick up all these eggs, do whatever. If this is organic, which I don't believe it is, because for some reason, if some crazy ass dude gets up and he stops a trailer and says he's going to just take the eggs, you're going to see him being plastered on the news. The cops would have been on his ass. They would have found him. They would have pulled him over. They would have stopped him. They would have taken the eggs back. They would have painted him to be this crazy dude. They would have been all over TV. Probably police chase or something. But for some reason, it doesn't seem like something like that is going on. At least we haven't heard of it. Or I haven't heard of it. Which leads me to believe that, again, this is all part of an inside game. Okay? There's shortages of eggs. So now we just go freaking do a heist for eggs now. Let's read a little bit about this. It says, in a significant theft amid soaring egg prices, approximately 100,000 organic eggs. You see how they got to put that in there? Because a lot of people are turning to that organic stuff, right? Valued at around $40,000 were stolen from a distribution trailer belonging to Pete and Gary's Organics in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. According to Business Insider, the incident occurred on Saturday night, prompting an ongoing investigation by Pennsylvania State Police. So, let's keep reading. This theft comes at a time when egg prices have seen a substantial increase. In December 2024, the average cost of a dozen grade A eggs in U.S. cities rose to $4.15, up from $2.52 in January of 2024. So within a year, all right, probably 12 months, right? 11 months, or December from January to December, like 11 months, 12 months, and it went up almost double. It's crazy, right? And now you say, oh, you can only get 2 dozen. Anything more, you can't do that. See? It says the surge is attributed mainly to an avian influenza outbreak that has significantly impacted the poultry industry, leading to the culling of approximately 26 million birds, or 7% of the national flock. Damn. That's a lot. It's a whole lot. It says the avian flu outbreak, which began in 2022, has resulted in the loss of over 145 million chickens, turkeys, and other fowl. Damn. With egg-laying chickens being the most affected, of course. Again, Babylon is under attack from within. And people not even catching on to it, man. Mad shit happening. Planes dropping out of the sky, crashing into each other on the tarmac. All kinds of weirdo stuff going on. Buildings being set on fire, on top of the roof, cooked. Weird weather shit going on. And all throughout, it's like they still got this distraction stuff coming. They don't budge with that. It's like, what? Breaking news after breaking news almost every day. And it's like nothing has happened. The reaction, like how it used to be maybe 10, 20 years ago, now is no longer a thing because it's so frequent. People have become desensitized to it. But that's how they build up to the bigger ones, It says, this had led to notable price inflation and instances of price gouging. Authorities, including New York Attorney General Letitia James, have warned against excessive price increases, emphasizing household financial strain. Pete and Gary's Organics actively cooperates with law enforcement to resolve the incident. We just want to know who took them eggs, man. Where they at? And how did they get away so fast with damn 100,000 eggs, man? You still can't find them? What kind of... It's crazy. It says the company stated, "We take this matter seriously and are committed to resolving it as quickly as possible." Look, bro, this is some inside stuff going on. All right, there's some inside stuff going on. They gave the regular, politically correct PR, answer. That's what HR would tell you, that if something was to happen in your company or some shit, HR, this is this type of shit HR write up for you to go say. It says, as the investigation continues, authorities urge anyone with information about the theft to come forward. You're right. This incident highlights the egg industry's broader challenges amid ongoing supply constraints and rising prices. And it's going to go for not just eggs, but it's a domino effect. Okay? It's going to attack the beef, all right, the pork, right? The actual chickens themselves, just food in general. All right? Food in general, man. Because if the farmers are being affected, then there's going to be issues too. So you got that going on. It's just a whole lot. It's just Babylon is catching hell. There's all these crazy headlines. A lot of headlines. Crazy stuff going on. Saudi Arabia says it is committed to a Palestinian state, including Gaza Strip. Check that out. Jordan prepared for war against Israel if Netanyahu attempts to forcibly expel Palestinians into their territory. See? So the so-called Middle East is also getting hot. Or getting hotter, I should say. Right? Japan Airlines strikes parked Delta airliner at Seattle Airport. That's what I'm talking about, see? It's like all of a sudden all this dumb shit is happening. U.S. dairy cows have been infected with second form of Angry Bird for the first time, see? So that case is also building up, man. The next coming months, you're going to see them pick up on that shit. That whole propaganda with the BF and all that, because now they set the stage. They set the stage. Gil Bates is all giddy. He's happy. He on a View talking his shit. Oh, man. Man. All right, but it's coming, man. The days are here. All right, the days are here, man. Let me get this quick precept and we're going to close it out, man. Get this. Psalm 64. Start at verse 1. It says, to a chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Because we're entering into a time where fear is going to be their ultimate weapon. Okay? Fear tactics left and right, man. But our faith is going to triumph that. Whether it's going to be fear via words or fear via actions, our faith will triumph that. Okay? Our faith will trump that fear. All right? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Or because they have a secret counsel right now, right? A secrets. That's where you have the conspiracies that come up. And when we bring them out, they put theory behind it and say, oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists. Don't take them seriously. Meanwhile, they're doing it right in front of your face. This is from this insurrection of the workers of iniquity who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves, and that's why you're going to see it's like an ambush. You know, you're going to see this boom, one thing happens, and then the whole climate changes. The whole system will change. Just like that. And it's going to be dead bodies everywhere. All right. It says, verse 5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? Right. Right. So these plans that they have, these secrets, these agendas, all right, they do it and they say, who's going to see them? Who's going to know what we're really about? Because we put it in code and in writings, and, you know, who's going to really be able to decipher what we're saying? You know? It says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and their heart is deep, right? Because they think they in their mind, this is a perfect plan. You know, the perfect plan, right? It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Okay. And those arrows are coming via the truth. But ultimately, the ultimate arrow is going to be what? The nuclear missiles. All right. The Lord's going to have his spirit in there to come in and bring this place to ruin completely. Okay. Verse 8 says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Okay. And that's why the Lord set his watchmen out here to see these things and to give warning. Okay. So you don't get taken by these tricks, man. You know, but all hell is about to break loose, man. We've been saying this, we've been saying it, and people don't be listening. It's like, oh, you guys been saying this for so long. Okay. Well, if you're paying attention, you could see. All right. If you're paying attention, you could see everything we've been talking about is all coming to pass through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right. Because it's happening at its appointed time. All right. That's why you were warned about it. But anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you're edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, and until next time, Shalom.